Hello, Rob from Ascendant Loft. Got a quick update for you today and reporting strags with a few changes on the kit and equipment we have. So as you can see, absolutely chucking it down. Had the first race at the weekend. It was put back 24 hours for our combine and one other combine. I believe every other one was cancelled altogether. So hopefully this will pick up. It was boiling yesterday, it was lovely, but hopefully this will pick up for this weekend. We'll have a quick look at the young birds. Oh, they're all looking canny, really pushing through the moult now. The drinkers, I've done a few things. As you can see, I've spray painted these drinkers black. There's a reason behind that which I'll show you in a second. I think I'm starting to turn into a bloody rescue centre now, because I had a different strag every day last week. I've just gotten one in there where I didn't intentionally get it in. It just came in with me young birds again. Usually I'd separate it, but I've got Ken's birds up. That's it there, just behind the drinker on the floor, left of the fantail. It being Tuesday now, the race was Sunday and it's absolutely pouring down, so I've just left it in. It's got a phone number ring on which I've phoned. It's a DV ring, so it's close to home. Just don't want to chuck it out in this weather, especially, you know, if it's been on the race. It's got an ATS ring on, so it may have been out for a good few days. I don't know if it's feeling or clever or what. It looks fine. The reason it's in with my young birds, twofold. One, my young birds will build up an immunity to what they're going in the basket with, which is probably stuff out of that loft. And secondly, I've got Ken's young'uns in here. But that's the young birds anyway. Oh, there's another thing as well actually. I've done some new box labels. I haven't finished them all off yet, and I've finished that little bit of the ceiling. I haven't finished them off yet, but I'll take you through and I'll show you the rest. I think I'm going to have to move this little trough as well. There's about a foot space between the trap and that. It won't be so bad on race day, but I've just done a short video there for Facebook on the birds trapping in, and they all sort of get jammed here and they can't get through at the same time. So I'll have to work something out. Even if I get two slightly longer troughs for in there, or two medium-sized troughs in each side. Yeah, I like to try and keep things even and uniform, you know. I'll put that video on now anyway of the birds trapping in. Oh then, oh in, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. So I've got Ken's birds here. They're starting to look like absolute belters. I'm just putting ample food in for them. I've took away most of the hens now. As you can see on that fantail, so it's getting sores around the mouth. That's off feeding a lot. So as you can see, some of them are getting up onto the tops. There's literally just them two fantails now which are sort of playing catch up. But these are going, I believe, next week. In my opinion, it's a little bit far. I would like to get them away a little bit earlier, but you can't afford the shipping till then or something, I believe. But like I say, it's ideal to get them out the earlier the better. That's my check and white grizzle there. I don't know why that's not focusing. And I've got one of the Belgians there, I believe, somewhere. With mine, that's I've put yellow rings on them so I know what's what. Now, this section I've just cleaned it out. I had a word with John over the weekend. What I'm going to do, because I'm seeing bits of corn like this again, these boxes are coming out and they're getting burned. I might keep the box fronts. This section here, in my whole sort of renovation scheme is going to either have pippo boxes along the back wall, or it's purely going to have V-perches, which I've got 16 of there, but I can get them for £1 each anyway. So I've just cleaned that out, and that's going to be used as segregation, but I don't want any segregated birds in because I've got Kens there. These will be gone maybe next week, so I'll be able to use it as that. This section here is going to be overspill. These boxes I think I'm going to pull out of the corridor bit, these ones as well. Right, yeah, this one here is just going to be overspill. So in the end I'll end up with sort of young bird hens maybe in this one, and young bird cocks through the other side. So the middle loft, I had a word with John again about this loft. We've decided what we're going to do. These walls here, I'm going to take them out and attach them to here and put a dowelled corridor up here. This being the widowhood side for the cocks. As you can see, I've done these labels and I've just stapled them to the tops of everything. I've finally done the gates. They're not exactly the way I'd like them, but I mean, I've just sort of got a mishmash of gates all over. But that's what I've put on there. Ring number for the sire, the dam, first young bird, second young bird, and the box number. They're just labelled throughout. Each box has got an S-ball and a grit pot, and I do have feeders for them. This didn't need any. Well, it didn't need any because there's no boxes, it's all perches. But same again, mishmash of gates. I've managed to do red and white in here, so it's all uniformed. Same again with the box numbers, starting 1 in the top corner. And instead of sort of going 1 to 12 and then 1 to 12 and then 1 to 3 or 4 in the young bird section, I've just went throughout. Now, you might have seen me old laminate cards. I did this, if you haven't been following or watching, the reason I did this is because birds shit all over. So top and bottom is I didn't want to keep changing bits of paper or walking back to the cabin all the time to note down who's where and you know what's being laid and stuff. So what you do, you laminate a piece of paper with whatever you want printed underneath, and then you just use a whiteboard pen or a dry white marker, and you can just wipe it off, or if it comes off you can just put it on again. It's mainly to save time, and I think it looks nice, to be fair. More on the laminate, I've done these as well for each loft. So I mean, you can see there, middle loft widowhood cocks, pigeons. Put the number of pigeons in there, so at a quick glance at anywhere in the garden I can see. As you can see on the top, it's got a bar green and yellow. That's because there's green and yellow gates in here. And I think what I'll do more into that, these sort of boards here, I'll paint these green and yellow as well. For this section, the drinker will be green or yellow. Done the same with this, so blue for the hens in the middle. So I'll paint these maybe blue, and red and white gates in this one, so I'll paint them red and white. I've just done these white down here because I haven't painted any yet, but the drinkers are white inside as well. It's got the amount of birds on, and I know I said I was splitting them, but they're not sort of split or sexed yet. That's more into the future, but I did the labels anyway because I've got, with the young birds, as you know, I've got the 2 sections with the doors there, but they're not sexed yet, so I've just put top loft young bird hens, and I've just put the 42 on there, and then the cocks I've just put NA, and along here I've put for segregation the 27, which is the 17 plus my 3 plus the hens that's in there feeding them. With regards to the stock, oh, it's too cold. With regards to the stock, just the same as usual, really. Oh, I've locked it all up now, sorry. So they're just plodding on doing their own thing. That was a fresh bath yesterday. and they're just in there chilling out. I did give them a scrape out yesterday. The cocks I haven't managed to do yet. As you can see, some of the stuff from up the top ends down here. All the cocks from up there are down here, and some of the hens. I got a bit carried away with the laminate. Did myself a little sign for the top there, and I believe it's required by law. If you've got cameras, you need to put a sign up how they're monitored and that there's cameras there. So I've got that one there, and I've put one on the gate also with a sign on how to use the water, because people keep leaving the tap plugged in and hoses lying all over and stuff. So I've done that. That's all my race distances there in miles and yards. That's the race points this year. Was Wakefield. That's what happened at the weekend. That's all the spare boxes for when I do get the pit bull boxes in there. Like I say, I'm not forced to, and I've done these for the wooden baskets. They're at John's house, but when I get them, I'll be putting them on. And just had a general tidy up here. Oh, that's something that came. Me stamp, it's a wing stamp. So where are we at? There. That's what it does. You put that on the wings feathers. I believe it cost us £17. That was with shipping and everything. It's self-inking, so as you press it, it turns. You let go, it presses up and inks itself. And finally, I know it's quite a rush video today, I'm sorry, but that's because I'm working. I will be doing more footage through the week. I've done this sort of a fact file for each young bird in that young bird loft. As you can see, it's got the individual pedigrees and the young bird list. I don't want to be bringing the laptop up here, and this is why I've done it. So I've got the pedigree of this bird here. It's probably one I've gotten off somebody, so I don't know the parents or anything, but that's any races and stuff like that. I'll just quickly pull this out and jot in if it does anything. Then at the end of the season, if that page is blank, I'll just get rid of the bird. If it's got stuff on, I know I have to keep it. So I've done this for every bird. This is that loft management program. I'll put a link in the description. You literally just press print pedigree and it brings it all out. This as well, absolutely ideal for doing your ATS rings and stuff like that. It's a list. Same again, the loft management program on that software. All you do is apply a filter for all of your young birds and then print list, and it'll print whatever details you filter into it. So as you can see, the sex, the colour, what loft it's in. The only two you really need are these two for the ATS rings, but it looks a lot more professional. And I've just got another copy of the distances in there in a nice little folder. Should make things a lot easier, and that's what we want to do, make things easier, and make it so it doesn't take as long, and that way you've got more time with your birds. So thank you for watching anyway. We've got over, I think it's 3,500 views now and 60 odd subscribers. A lot more views too, subscribers. Please hit that subscribe button. Between me two links on the at the end of the screen, you'll see a little logo of mine. That's also a subscription button. Failing that, you press the YouTube subscription button. Thank you for watching. Any content you want to see, give us a shout. I'll stick it straight on, or as quick as I can anyway. Answer your questions as well as I can. Other than that, thank you for watching. Take good care of your birds, and we'll see you soon.